What is going on, dudes? My name is F13 and welcome to our DBL season recap. So, if you do not check out the spreadsheet or follow the DBL on Twitter, the Wild Charge won their game versus the Detroit. So, sadly, we are eliminated from playoffs because of my terrible performance again in Week 10 versus the Astonville Ampharos. It does suck, but I had a lot of fun in my first league season, and obviously this was my first league that I joined. I was super happy with our outcome. As you saw, if you watched the original draft recap video and you saw the image behind me that had all of the different Pokemon and then the logo right behind my head, pretty much that was the original draft. Those are the Pokemon that we drafted, but after the whole restart, because of how things ended up, I ended up picking up a few new Pokemon, such as we got Mega Pinsir, and Bouffalant, and then we ended up with Kingdra later in the season. So, in my opinion, we had one of the best teams in the Delta Battle League. It's just my skill that really affected how our season went down, which does suck, but you know, anyway. And as I'm talking about some clips, you will see them pop up in the background, because obviously I do have a green screen, so I will make that interesting for you guys. Anyways, so we're going to talk about how our schedule went down and how things ended up and whatnot. So if you remember, I started the season extremely rocky. It did not turn out well. I was super unhappy at the beginning of the season. I'm like, oh, we're going to do bad, because we ended up with 3 straight losses versus my buddy Josh, who is also probably my biggest rival in the entire tournament. In the entire league, excuse me. And then against Aridon, the league commissioner, who was also eliminated from playoffs. Anyways, we did lose to him. The battle against Josh was super close. I think against Aridon it was as well. Obviously, he only had a few Pokemon left, which was 3. So I think that they were all low on health, same with Josh's. So pretty cool stuff. And then the Wild Charge, I think I made a few big blunders in there. I was extremely exhausted as well when we did our battle. Like, no joke, it had been a bad day. It was really late at night, so I can blame a little bit of my stupidity on that, but not too much at the same time. Anyways, so when it came to week 4, I mean, obviously I was battling Jadok, who's one of my best buddies in the freaking world. But as much as I hated having to battle him, I really needed the victory. So I ended up playing him, and I ended up beating him 4-0. As much as I would have liked to get my first win versus someone else, it ended up being Jadok. So it didn't turn out well for him, because he had a losing streak after that game for the rest of the season. So I felt really bad about that. But the next week we lost really close to the St. Louis Swallows with that damn Talonflame, the same Pokemon that survived during our preseason match. So that was the only Pokemon left on his side of the field. And then the next week we went right back to facing the Wild Charge. So I was really nervous for this battle. I don't remember if I think I changed my team up. I mean, I don't know why I wouldn't, having another rematch. So I changed the team up a little bit, I think, and we won 1-0, which was super awesome, because I beat the guys who beat us earlier in the season. So it was really sweet. And then the next week, we won pretty easily over Boston. I'm gonna say that right now. We won pretty easily 4-0 over Boston. So the next week was a really bad battle for me. Like, the thing is, he got a bunch of hacks in the beginning, and that's not something I'm blaming at this point, but it's just the fact is I couldn't do anything. Bad things were happening that freaking scarred me with Whirlwinds, so I didn't want to continue, so I forfeited, and I ended up getting a 5-0 loss, and I guarantee, had I stayed in that battle longer, and maybe either won or lost by a much less score, I would have been going to playoffs. So I feel a little bit upset about that didn't happen. And it's really my two big losses that were the kicker in our season that prevented me from going to playoffs. Anyway, next up we had the Detroit Gliggers, who we had a pretty good match. I was very happy with it. He did get some unfortunate hacks on his end of the battle, which does suck, but I did beat him 2-0. Oh, when it came to Boston. Okay, so I had insane hacks over him. Like, that was why I beat him so badly, because he got so unlucky. So, anyways, that was why I beat him so soundly. Anyways, after the Detroit Gliggers, we battled Omaha Omastars, who were the #1 team in the league at that point, and still are, I believe, or one of the top teams at least. And we lost a very close match. It was a very good battle. So it was this Chestnut. If I had used anything, if I had used Extrasensory, I would have won the match. but I completely forgot about Bulletproof, so that's how we lost that, and it was still a great match, so I was not unhappy with the loss. So, at this point, we were pretty much neck and neck with Sharp and our division. So when it came to Detroit, we battled them for a second time, as you do, which was 2 weeks after, and if I won 4-0, or anything more than that, 4, 5, or 6-0, I would take the lead in the division. And I won 4-0, luckily because I saved my Pinsir and swapped into my Togekiss to take out his last Pokemon. So, that is why we were able to take the lead there. And then the next week, we played the Lexington Larvitar, who I completely admit it, I won because of that Diamond Sword miss in like the third to last turn. So, it was pretty bad. And then our final week was the Aston Valampros. I couldn't get any hacks. He got a few. It just didn't turn out well. He outplayed me. I guess I just wasn't in my right mindset because I lost pretty badly. And that was another one of the reasons that we ended up where we are. So, anyways, I am not unhappy with my first ever finish in a league format, going 6-7 with a -4 differential. It was great because we had a bunch of great battles. I love the guys in the league. They're all freaking awesome. It was really nice to get to meet some new people and play Pokemon with some new people. Because as much as I love Jadok, man, it gets a little old battling the same person a couple times over. So, you know, still love you, Jadok. You're the best. If you do remember, our original Mega was Mega Absol. Obviously, because I thought it would be super awesome. But during preseason and then the first two weeks of the season before we restarted, I realized that Mega Absol was not very good. I wanted to swap it for Mega Latios, or Latios, excuse me, but Mega Latios was taken. At that point, they were the Golden State War Turtles, before they became the Lexington Larvitar. So, pretty much, yeah, we ended up with Mega Pinsir, and it was the best decision I have ever flippin' made when it comes to Pokemon. He participated in 11 of our 13 matches, and he was super freaking useful. I enjoyed using him. He was a great Pokemon. Came in second place when it came to the actual overall league MVP vote, because Josh's Gyarados got 2 kills in the in his last match. So that does suck. Even though Josh did lose, I wish that he didn't bring the Gyarados, because I would have loved to have my my Pinsir get, you know, MVP. But at the same time, he's definitely the MVP for my team, because he performed outstandingly well, way better than I predicted, and it's now my favorite Mega. I actually tried to get a Pinsir or a Mega Pinsir plushie, and there's like none. Come on, Nintendo, show some love to Pinsir there. Mew was a huge pickup. I'm really glad Josh told me to get that. And at the same time, I'm really surprised it lasted as far down in the draft as it did. I think that was the 8th round, yeah. The 8th overall round is when Mew got picked up, and obviously by me. And Mew is a great Pokemon in a league format, because it's obviously got base 100 stats across the board, and then you've got an unlimited move pool. That's really what it is. It can learn every move in the game, at least by TM and tutoring. So it's really nice, actually, because I was able to set this thing up to be a sweeper. It could be my wall. I could set it up to be my lead or whatever. It was super freaking nice. I loved Mew. Mew was definitely one of my favorites come into the matches, and it was so good. Roserade didn't make an appearance in the last couple matches, I don't think. Maybe I brought him against Lexington, I don't remember. But anyways, Roserade was the next highest participating Pokemon. And because I love Roserade, it's got a great moveset. Give it a Life Orb, it does so much damage. It's a really good Pokemon. I ended up running Assault Vest a lot of the time on it, because I absolutely love Roserade. It became one of my favorite Pokemon, just because of how good it is in League Play. Like, League Play made me love these Pokemon a lot more. Like, Mega Pinsir I fell in love with. Frickin' Mew I fell in love with. I've always loved Uxie, I've always loved Roserade, I've always loved Kingdra, I've always loved Electivire, who we're going to be talking about next. Bouffalant is a great Pokemon. I loved my draft. Like, my draft was, in my opinion, was the best out of everyone, because I only got 1 pick sniped for me during the actual draft. So, pretty cool stuff. Next up, Electivire. Electivire is a great Pokemon in League format. Like, no joke. Because of its diverse moveset, you can run it as Scarf or Banded. I like to run Band in regular matches, but in the actual league, running Scarfire was really helpful. That's how I beat Sharp, is because I had a Scarfire, and he had, obviously, Scarf Mamo. yeah, it was really awesome. I really love Electivire. It's a great freaking Pokemon. And, I mean, obviously, Shiny is just, it's so pretty. Kingdra, as much as I love the Pokemon, it's a pretty bad Pokemon for League play. I'm gonna be honest. It's got such a crap move pool. I mean, obviously you can give it Iron Head on the physical side, or you can give it Ice Beam on the special side, and those are pretty much the only other moves it gets that would be any sort of useful. Obviously, besides Hidden Power, but, I mean, because you get the Dragon Stab, you get the Water Stab. God dang it, I keep hitting my mic. And then, depending on the set you're running, you can either run Ice Beam or Iron Head, as I said. That can be your other attacking move. And then, yeah. I know a lot of people, I know a good amount of people can probably run D-Dance on it. I really actually don't like D-Dance on it. I just like running Focus Energy and then 3 other moves. I think one week we ran Toxic, which I didn't end up using anyway. But, yeah. So, pretty cool stuff. All the rest of the Pokemon, like, obviously they have great movesets. As you see, all of them were used in 4+ games, which is really, really nice. I would have loved to use a Latios a little bit more, but, I mean, I didn't really have a situation to bring it up in. So, anyways, yeah, that was how the team went down. But anyways, guys, that is our DBL Season 2 recap. So, obviously, if you did not know, this is the second year the DBL has been around, because not second year, second season that it's been around. I participated in Season 2 because I think I searched up Wi-Fi Battling Leagues on Twitter, countered the Delta Battle League, messaged Eric Don, I'm like, hey, can I join? He's like, sure. So, I ended up joining the league, and I'm really glad that I did. I had a ton of fun with this season. I'm really, really anxious to get into next season. I know there are a couple Pokemon that I for sure need to pick up when it comes to the next season. Mega Pinsir, Mew, and frickin' Electivire. Those are my #1 choices that I need to pick up, because those are probably my favorite Pokemon out of our entire draft, because they turned out so well. I'll probably pick up Roserade if it's still available after those 3, but oh my god, I had so much fun. This was such a great season. And if you did not know, we will be doing a Little Cup off-season league, so I don't know if it's going to be set up in the same format, or if it's going to be like a tournament, such as the UCL is doing, but I'm super excited, because Little Cup is really fun. It's a completely different game, like, entirely than regular NU, OU, whatever battles, and league matches, so, obviously you can't run too many different sets when it comes to, whatever, but you know what's funny, is later, like, even for the Little Cup off-season league and the next season, we'll be able to gen. Jadrick, got this super freaking, I have not seen it yet because he won't message me back and send me the damn link. But, basically it allows you to gen completely legit in the game. And I'm super excited because if we can use cartridge for most of the next seasons, I'd be so flippin' happy with it. It's so good. Anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed our team recap video. If you did, a like is always appreciated. Make sure if you want to pick up your Nidokings gear, link is always in the description below. This shirt is going to be retired into the thing my sister is making for my birthday, along with all the other shirts that I don't really wear, because I did order a new Kansas City Nidokings shirt from my shop, so you should go check that out. I think I got it on a baseball tee, which is awesome, so you should definitely go pick one up if you would like. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Let's go Nidokings, and I'll talk to you all later. I can't see with my freaking pop filter.